Oh boy, it is finally time for the upcoming updates for August 2022. This one should be a big one, of course. It's the last month before the brand new world, before Rain's World comes in, meaning we're going to be getting a SORA rerun most likely, and a brand new Arc 5 character. That's what they do. They do a new character from the previous world, before the new world. So I'm thinking it's going to be Shana, it might be Serena, it won't be Yugo, and we do have one more thing though. In the maintenance, they did announce a pretty big change to Duel Links, in that they're going to be improving the duel trials by removing access to thousands and thousands of gems for new players. I want to be optimistic and think that this brand new whatever's coming in is going to be good. And I think the reason they're doing it is because all the challenges and stuff rely on the duel field not being Master Rule 5 and having the EMZ, right? And so maybe they're going to restructure them, give us, bring back the challenges again with new decks or something. Level 1, 115 and 116 is, I believe, it's fusion and synchro summoning. I think those chores for those. So that makes sense, right? They want to make it so they can say, hey, this either goes in the EMZ or goes in the main zone. It's really your choice what you want to do, and that's like a cool change. But if they get rid of all these quizzes, all these duel trials, all these dex things, and what we get is not at least the same gem value back, then this is not an improvement. This is a negative. And Konami really should have said what they're doing to kind of bring improvements, right? I'm sure they don't want to save Rain's World because they want to wait until the end of August to kind of tease it, and that's fine. But they could have said, we're bringing in a brand new system, it's going to be, like they could have given us some more assurance as to what's going to happen. Basically, just do your challenges, get your gems if you haven't done them already. You should have done, because there's a ton of gems there. It does take a while, it's a bit tedious, but you'll be kicking yourself if you do lose access to thousands of gems because you just couldn't be bothered. Let's go on to the upcoming updates. Surely they can't be as, disappointing and as vague as that. Let's dive in to the Duel Quest. Okay, no confirmed cards, but sure. And Anna coming to the gate is very cool, of course. Always good getting a character to the gate, permanently unlockable. This should be happening more often. Then we go down to the Duelist Kingdom. Of course, last year, I think the year before as well, was Duelist Kingdom. Please, for the love of God, have fixed the Ice Barrier skill. That was so broken, it shouldn't be a thing. Do not give every deck an access to a basic OTK that you can guarantee draw on turn 1. Just, that's not a good idea. Please fix that. Let's see, Constellation Prize and the new SR card Solidarity. That's the Ojama card. It's not an Ojama card, but it kind of is. A very old 5D Zera card. Very cool we're getting it. So let's go and take a look at those cards real quick. So Constellation Prize is a ultra rare card, of course, trap card with FAs on the artwork, I believe, so pretty cool. If a monster is sent from the hand to the graveyard, target one of them, special summon them to your field. Not terrible, but at the moment, there's not too many discard cards, right, from the hand, so I'm sure there's some niche where they think this might be good, but for now, I don't really see it being an ultra rare. I think, really, this should have been an ultra rare. Like, just why not? Solidarity. If you have only one type monster in your graveyard, or monster you control with the same type, gain 800. This is going to be a very, very good staple card for auto-duel farm decks, right? For just dueling in Duel World, this will be very, very good. You're playing your hero auto-duel deck, you're just giving everything an 800 buff because they're all warriors. This is good. It's a good card to have. Of course, your Jama's on here is pretty cool, but in general, a very cool auto-duel card, very nice we're getting it. And it's been in the game files, I think, for a very, very long time. So then talk Exhibition Bingo with absolutely nothing. They're not saying new cards at all, so I'm expecting some reprints that aren't going to really do much. Then into mid-August, we have Sora Pierce coming. Okay, with the brand new UR card, Fright First Sheep, and the brand new skill, Patchwork Creation. So we did get some skill leaks for Rio, one for Shark, and this one for Sora. And this skill, it's very confusing. But first, Fright First Sheep, a brand new fusion, requires Edging Chain plus 1 fluffer monster. If this card battles, your opponent can activate cards or effects in the damage step. It's an Armades. That's very cool. That's just, yeah, good. That's nice. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or destroyed by card effects sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special this card back to your field, and if you do, it gains 800. So, once per turn, it can bring itself back, become 28. Honestly, not bad. Fright First have had a very, very good run of being a very nice, free-to-play deck, right? Of course, you've had one box, probably going to be getting more support in the box in August, whatever that does end up being, like a mini box, if we do skip a box in this month, in like the next couple of days. But let's talk about the skill real quick, because this is confusing. Can be used on turn 3 and onwards. Return a poly and an edge monster from your hand to your deck to add a Fright for Patchwork from outside the deck to your hand. Now, if you don't know what Patchwork does, is it's basically what that skill just kind of did, is it searches out for an edge imp and a poly. So you're sending back an edge imp and a poly to go and grab a card that can search out an edge imp and a poly. So the only benefit you're getting is you're getting one more spell card in the graveyard than you would do because this is going to the graveyard, and also you're getting to choose the edge imp you want. This, if they were going to do it like this way, should just be entirely a skill, because you can send back those 2 cards, play this, then this gets negated, and then your entire skill has to cause you to go minus. That's not really what skills do in Duel Links. They give you some advantage. This doesn't give you any advantage. It's very, very confusing. If they wanted to do it, they could have just made a switcheroo for the edge imp card, right? Reveal a poly, then switch an edge imp in your hand with one in your deck. Like, that would have been a perfectly fine skill. But this just adds more steps, and it doesn't feel right. You know, it doesn't feel right. That's kind of the basis of that. I don't like it. Hopefully it's better than the leaked skill was, but we've seen time and time again the leaked skills be exactly identical to their released counterparts. Then, Duel Links mission research, okay, very cool. Late August. Obtain a new legendary duelist. Come on, Arc 5 character. Let's see. I will rid the world of duel monsters, starting with you. They're really not doing fucking Paradox, right? Is that Mission Circuit and the KCGT Finals? Yeah, nothing on Legacy Duels or on the PvP Tag Duels. They're really doing Paradox. They're really doing Paradox. This is really fucking with me, because this is Konami saying fuck you to any pattern we've had in Duel Links for the past 3 years, right? We've had 4 characters from the Legacy World slot, the current world slot, and the new world slot in a year, right? Legacy World meaning anything that's not in the current world and below, right? So this year, Legacy World means DM, GX, 5Ds, and Dark Dimensions, and Zexal, right? And we've had 4 characters already. So we were kind of done with those slots. Last year was the same prior. And the first time we're not getting an Arc 5, like a previous world character before the new world comes in. This just raises so many fucking questions, right? We know we're getting skill changes we've got skill changes for the 5Ds characters, so we're expecting some new support. So if the 5Ds box is now coming in late August, then that means this week we're not getting a mini box. And we're getting a July 2021 again, right? With a structure deck and maybe a selection box. Given we've got a shark skill leaked, I'm kind of thinking the structure will be a shark themed, but they could give us a mini, you know, and then next month is the skip month and we get a structure deck for Paradox. Or they could do a structure deck back to back to back to back to back, because that's what it would be. Like every month it would have been like the KCT one, then the Black Rose one, then this Shark one, then the Paradox one, then the Vrains one. Like, it's so confusing. Why? Paradox has 2 cards to give. 2. And he probably won't give them. You know, he probably won't even give them. He'll give some ranked or reprints. He'll give us like Red Eye's Darkness Dragon for some reason, like as a printed card, right? Because he played Red Eye's Malefic one time not even in the, like, I don't know. I don't know. You would expect them to reprint Malefics, right? They wouldn't release him as a character without reprinting Malefics to make him more accessible. So I think the best case scenario, right, is if we assume we're getting a selection box this week with a structure deck, and a mini box comes in August, right? Then transition nicely into the main box in September for Vrains World. Then, if they reprint Malefics in this box, then that's okay. You know, if we get a structure deck and then another structure in August and a mini box, then it just feels like they're going to be like, you know, cough up your money even more than they kind of already are in some respects. I don't know what they're going to do. But this does throw off every kind of pattern, and I think as much as I'm pissed off at that, you know, and I'm pissed off at Paradox, like, he doesn't even have a sprite for winning or losing, like for the summoning or whatever. He doesn't have that. And that's the thing, is that every character in their roaming that's ever been an unlock has had their sprites being defeated or winning, or summoning monster, right? They've not had the animation for their ace, but they've had the sprites. And Paradox, the thing I've seen around is that, oh, they don't want to reveal his mask, right? But he's got all of his sprites for his mask off. He's got all of those for all of his, like, facial emotes and stuff. How expensive is it to make a sprite for his mask being on still when he loses? Like, if that's literally it, if that's it, then what margins are KONAMI operating on to where they need to, like, not do that? It's so confusing. I know, like, he might be a character full of tickets, you know, that could be his gig, is he's like Anna, where he gets 10 billion tickets, you know, that could be his thing. Also, I guess, Copium, 5D's level cap increase. I think that's the only way this could be salvaged for me, is if he comes along with a 5D's cap increase to 45. I think it makes sense. I think if you're going to do this right before New World, then do this. Overall, this month, actually, like, looking at it, it is a very mid-month. If there's not some surprise, like special duels, which were meant to come in June, but never did, or one of the PvP, like the Legacy Duels beta, that just kind of drops randomly in this month, then sure. But it's just, it's a kind of mediocre month, right? It's nothing crazy. Duelist Kingdom could be an absolute shit show because of the skills. And not in a good way, you know? I bet... I'm just going to say this, fuck you Aussie Riolu from my Discord and from the Duel Links Reddit Discord. So confident at Paradox, and I was like, everything in my gut is saying no, it won't come. Every bit of evidence, every pattern, but KONAMI was thrown out of the window, apparently. This week will be interesting, I'll give them that, you know, to see what they do on Friday on the 29th, when we get the brand new leaks from the updates, right? If we get a box announcement, if we don't, and we get a structure deck and a selection box, it's going to be interesting, you know, to see what they do, and to see where things kind of go from here. But this does open the gates, I guess, to them not sticking to the specific patterns they've had, which I think is a good thing, because especially now when KONAMI with Duel Links are going to switch to trying to keep their existing player base, right? They're not actively going to be, like, trying to get new players. Of course, the new worlds and the campaigns will do that, but their main goal now is to keep the players they've got after 5 to 6 years of the game being up, and hopefully then reworking these duel trials to be something good. I kind of hope that they're gonna make them hard, right? Like the World Championship games. I kind of hope that's what they do, because these are all easy. These are all piss easy. And rest in peace, Duel Links Meta's challenge mode guide or whatever it is, because duel trial guide, because that's got to be completely rewritten now. So random blocks, I do not envy you right now. But yeah, it's a bit of a... Yeah, I'm a bit down on it, you know, obviously because the Paradox thing, and this could... It is just going to be interesting to see how they handle this, right? How this is handled. Because this could go horribly, this could go alright, but it's a bit of a weird period for Duel Links, I think. But yeah, thank God Cross Duel's coming out this month. You know, early August probably, hopefully. No inside knowledge, but we think it's going to be early August, so yeah, thanks for watching, I guess. Hopefully you enjoyed me kind of overreacting, I guess, to the Paradox thing. If you follow my Discord, you'll know it was a long time coming, so yeah. Thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then!